Engineer, the citizens outside are protesting. We need to do something about it before things get violent.
Egads, the Freetonians are protesting. I should see what they are arguing over. Shut the hell up, everybody. Please, can somebody tell me what you're all yapping about?
60% of us voted for SpongeBob and 35% of us voted for Soldering. And now you won only because you won the Capitol. What kind of bullshit was that election anyways?
Does my opinion even matter?
Of course the fuck it doesn't. You literally want to decriminalize child abuse. What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I was abused as a child, and I turned out just fine.
No, you didn't. Abuse is a crime for a reason.
It's only abuse if it's excessive.
Mother of fuck, you are excessive.
Why didn't Obama win? He was one of the candidates. You can't just ignore our existence.
I am 99% sure you just voted for him because he was black, demo man.
Beam Spongus! Oh my god, I will slap you! Jesus Christ, they are ripping themselves to shreds out there. I have a feeling something is seriously wrong with our political structure.
We need to do something about this before we have a civil war on our hands.
Say, that's a good idea. Call in new candidates. We need to resolve this soon. Junior, message everyone about this. We're having a political debate.
Fair enough, Engineer. Let's fix this.
One day later.
Alrighty, boys. Do we know what we're all doing here?
SpongeBob didn't want to show up, so he chose me to stand in for him.
I nearly won the election, but the goddamn heavy of all candidates won instead of me.
The creator loves voicing me.
I became the president for some reason.
God himself demanded that I come here. Thank ye, Lord above. You're our founder.
All that cantina did me dirty, so I decided to come here to represent spies in a better light.
They needed a seventh person here. I also love the spiral sandwiches they serve for free here. Okay, boys, I'm pretty sure that you all know that the Democratic election was a disaster.
Absolutely. And 100%, and the other candidates were fucked over in the end.
You know that the election was a disaster when even the person who won agrees that it was awful.
Because we couldn't handle the election, we need a new president who can handle the country's problems. No, we don't need another election. I've learned my lesson from that.
If it's not an election, how are you going to choose the candidate?
Is this some kind of hereditary thing, or...?
I'm gonna have a debate in this room, and the most passionate person here wins. I hope you have a good speaking voice, because this is going to get loud somehow. I know this, because I've seen how loud some debates get. Israel, it exists. What are your opinions on it?
It's the best country in the Middle East. It's also the most developed country currently at war with another one.
Oh look, a zealot who wants to give Israel praises when it doesn't even deserve to exist.
Doesn't deserve to exist? What kind of fucked up logic determines that the country doesn't deserve to exist?
You know a country's existence is questionable at best when everyone surrounding it doesn't want it to exist in the first place.
Exactly. As if a good country cannot exist just because it's surrounded by countries that are infinitely worse than it in every way. Only good countries deserve to exist. Everybody knows that.
Then I am pretty sure you want to delete Russia from existence.
What? Fuck no. I mean the political structures they represent. I guess I should rephrase that to only good sovereign entities shall henceforth be allowed to exist. Good point. I love Russia, but I hate the Russian Federation.
Same here. The October Revolution was the point where everything went downhill for the motherland.
Statement of immediate agreement.
Also follow Orthodox Christianity more than Catholic or Protestant Christianity, but that's a different thing.
Who would have guessed that the same man who loves Russia has bias towards their main religion?
He literally just said that it was coincidental. Correlation does not mean causation. Everyone knows that.
Unless you're a liberal, liberals fucking ruin America, and they'll ruin Freedonia too.
I'm not quite sure that they actually ruined America. I think America ruined itself just by existing.
Excuse the fuck me. First I make the mistake of thinking that America is a bad country for its problems, and then you make the same mistake. You idiots never learn anything.
I don't give a fuck. Christian movies are garbage, and the majority of them are from America. We need to teach America the lesson that you cannot give religion as a whole a bad name. First they ruined Islam while making them the enemy, then the conservatives ruined Christianity's image for everyone else.
Is it just me, or is the sniper a religious fundamentalist?
Ron, you simpleton, I am a Christian theocrat. I say we turn this country into one driven by Christian ideals. Teach every child the aspects of the 7 deadly sins. Read them the entirety of the Holy Bible. Hell, even bring back baptism if you need to. The point is, we need to use religion as a guide for moral obligation, not as something to fear.
What are your opinions about the LGBT community? By the way, I will fucking lynch you if you say anything bad about them.
They're fine, just not my thing. If you don't like homosexuality, bisexuality, or transsexuality, then just don't do them.
They're not your thing. Die, fellow religious scumbag.
Holy fuck, did it come down? He just said that. It wasn't what he wanted to be.
I'll fucking kill anyone who dare give the LGBT community a bad name. Most of all those damn religious bigots.
Medic, I understand the attitude against bigotry. But come on, you're just being an atheist piece of shit. You know exactly what happens to people who are religious but claim to be spiritual.
They go to the boiler room affair. All the way down. Ironic. Given that they don't seem to believe in that shit.
I don't give a shit. Religion is the main thing keeping the LGBT community back. We need to get rid of religion before it completely reduces it to nothing.
Medic, blasphemy is a huge crime against humanity, and you know that.
No, the fuck it isn't.
So, you're one of those guys who thinks that all religions are bad? Here, let's see what good atheists have done for this world.
Oh God, that's a lot of blood.
That's not even the worst of it.
Dear Lord, what years were these taken?
1926 to 1929, during the Christian Wars. They were exactly against the shit that you are for.
Oh, you son of a fucking piece of
5 minutes of pointless rambling later.
Have you boys finished arguing yet? Who's the winner?
Obviously not the medic.
Yeah, he really was a mid dick. I'll see myself out.
You're leaving already. Get back here, you coward.
It was a bad pun. Nobody likes those.
Heavy, you oblivious stupidhead. Bad puns are funny when used properly. You need to expand your comedic palette.
But bad puns are the laziest form of humor. Right up there with toilet humor and obvious sarcasm.
Why do you want to have such a control over what counts as good humor? You've never made a good comedy yourself.
You don't need to be a professional baker to know that you've been served a fried boot. Just take it from me, the guy who made a movie with my good friend, the Demo Man.
Exactly. Your tastes still matter no matter what profession you have. No matter where you come from, you deserve a happy ending.
That sounds strangely egalitarianistic.
It's an inspiring statement, you heartless piece of royal shit!
Exactly. It's the kind of thing my parents would tell me before they were eaten by a swamp monster. I remember them fondly.
Spy, I didn't know your parents were eaten by a swamp monster.
Is it just me, or isn't Team Monster planning a multi-video story arc involving characters he does know?
Nobody asked you to break the fourth wall, Scootsy. We deserve to break the fourth wall and tug out our problems, otherwise they'll never be resolved.
Not everybody here is religious, Sniper. I, for one, am an atheist.
Yes, and I'm a capitalist.
And I am not important in this discussion. A liar. Hold up, you're a goddamn capitalist. I cannot believe you, Heavy!
What the goddamn bloody ass fucking hell is your problem, Spy?
Capitalists have ruined our world's economy. They have so many monopolies, they fund literal terrorist organizations, and they encourage exploitation.
Money is the backbone of our economy, and capitalism is based entirely around it. What the fuck do you mean they rule in the world economy?
What? And capitalism is an economic ideology, not a political one.
Well, at least the communists didn't try to take over the world.
Are you seriously this uneducated?
You've got to be fucking kidding me with this pile of horse shit.
Spy, you are 101% wrong. China, a Stalinism-based communist country, has been consistently trying to take over the world country by country, company by company. My spies have already detected the fact that the PopCap Union is a puppet state of the CCP. They are literally trying to pry us apart from the inside. And don't you fucking give me a lazy-ass social credit joke, you brainwashed peasant!
You can blame that bastard Richard Nixon for opening China up to the world.
I'd argue that that was one of the best decisions of his entire career.
Yeah, except that now everybody trades with them instead of us, even though they literally have no labor laws. We should sever relations with them and tell China to knock it off. Getting rid of China's nuclear weapons supply should also help with things.
What the fuck? You think that China has nuclear weapons?
Exactly, everybody fucking does now and it pisses me off. Our nuclear bombs are enough to destroy the entire world, and we have 10,000 of them for no goddamn reason. I have something if you cannot use it.
Good point, soldier.
Why do I have a feeling I've heard this before?
Because that was his goddamn thesis statement during the disastrous Democratic election. Of course, you've heard it before. The election was literally a week ago.
Of course I know, because I am the president.
Don't get pissy at me, Harry. It will go your ass with my statement.
Do you follow a different ideology than mine? Yes, sir. You are wrong, for only a capitalist society can prosper in this world. China only exists because its government is too stable.
And stability does not mean prosperity. They build a pyramid out of all of us and put themselves on top. And I guarantee you that they aren't going to apologize for it because they're Asian or some shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake with this pile of shisa.
Soldier, how could you say that? This is simply blasphemous.
Oh, great. First the red engineer, now the red soldier. How many goddamn racists do we need in this world?
As many as there are dumb people. You cannot fix racism, for that would mean making it good.
I am not dumb or racist, you ignoramus. The Japanese Empire was even worse than Nazi Germany, and they never fucking apologized for doing the shit that they did. You seriously expect me to forgive that goddamn radioactive wasteland for literally anything they do, and they won't even acknowledge their past misdeeds? And don't even get me started on their POW camps.
I have absolutely heard this before.
But Zion Ho, you weren't a candidate!
Soldier, how dare you? Japan created anime and hentai. How can they be bad?
Have you seen how deranged their stories are? I'd be surprised if they didn't down an entire gallon of uranium for 47 every week.
Oh, look, a pro-American jackass who says that anime is bad just because he doesn't watch it. I cannot wait to burn your ass when we unleash the powers of God upon you.
Says the liberal atheist douchebag piece of shit wanker.
Oh, you want to debate which wing is better?
7 American minutes later.
Boys, why are y'all so quiet all of a sudden? Did somebody loop themselves back to Israel again?
No, the Pegamat Islamatic just told us conservatives to fuck themselves where God cannot see them. He is so anti-religious, it's insulting.
Says the over-religious zealot!
Shut up, you atheist piece of degeneracy.
Oh, you think you are so special just because you're a Christian? Need I remind you that the Ku Klux Klan exists?
They are traitorous bastards, and you know it. You think that all Christians are bad just because a fucking KKK is Christian. I have a big feeling you're one of the many bogans who thinks that all Muslims are bad just because the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS are Islamic. Get effing war, Denji.
I am greatly ashamed.
Yeah, exactly. As you should be.
As Japan should also be. Be ashamed of your misdeeds, not fucking guilty.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
4 violently Japanese minutes later.
Okay, medic, you now understand why being a stand for anything is a bad idea!
Yes, I absolutely do.
And soldier, do you now understand why blaming a country for ruling the world is smooth-brained and uneducated?
But the Japanese Empire was so fucking cruel. You have no idea. Hell, I'm 99% sure that they are the reason that China and North Korea are in the state that they are in. I am fairly confident that that is the reason Japan is responsible for half of the world's problems today. It's not entirely provable, but it has some merit.
Statement of immediate understanding.
And I also believe that we should declare war on China and start World War III.
What do you want to do?
Oh, come on, it's the title of the fucking video. You know that that's what I want to do.
You do realize that that could end human civilization as we know it, right? Nuclear war ain't cool.
So tell me honestly, do you think I want nuclear war?
That's exactly what World War III is going to be, you fucking monkey brain.
In fact, why don't you go play Ooga Booga with some rocks or something?
You want to call me a monkey brain, you fucking gorilla boy? I hate nuclear weapons as much as the next guy, maybe even more. I want to get rid of them, all 10,000 of them, so that we can fight in wars again.
Soldier! You remember World War II? That war gave us the message that messing with a nuclear-armed country is a terrible idea!
Heavy, that was not the goddamn message you should have taken from it. World War II is a lot like Shrek 2001. It was an otherwise good war that influenced the rest of the world for the worst through misunderstanding its message.
What is this jagged asshole talking about?
Something about equating movies to wars.
I'm not be for war in a lot of cases, but I agree with Soldier. Wars and movies are a lot alike in some facets.
I'm pretty sure you're the kind of jackass who wants to do the Crusades again.
Are you calling me a jackass?
Heavy, get the tape.
No, I don't think I will.
No, I fucking don't. The Crusades were failures and you know it. Getting back on topic, I believe that wars and movies share a lot in common. You have to have a good conflict for it to work properly. It can be a pain in the ass to work on, and the best ones have good messages.
Sniper, I agree with your ideals, even if they aren't 100% true.
Oh, thank heavens. Somebody who acts like a reasonable person when it comes to politics. We need more people like you.
Indeed, the internet needs to be shut down for what it has done.
Heavy, why do you want to do that? Do you realize how many people use the internet? That's going to start the next world war. Maybe even 3 more of them.
What good does the internet do for us, anyways? Nobody can agree on anything anymore, and everybody wants to cancel someone different.
That's what social media has done to our world, not the internet, you goddamn carpetbagger.
Oh, you want to blame the straw man for causing a dust storm? See the forest for the trees, not for the bloody grass.
I was asking you to shut down that horrendous app Twitter. It is appropriately filled with twits.
Soldier, come on, don't make that stupid pun.
I'll grow a funny bone, you goddamn buzzkill.
You want to debate about humor, you inferior subhuman. Fine. Get ready for the most serious murder-nothing of your life.
1 whole minute of unrelated arguing later.
Alright, boys, that's enough unrelated chicanery for now. Let's get to the main thesis. What are you all planning to fix as a president?
I want to reestablish this country as a parliamentary monarchy. Japan and the United Kingdom are pretty good with it. Why can't we be?
Just because it works for them does not mean it works for us.
But Soldier, they're fairly competent. Well, Japan is anyway.
Hey, Uncle Sam, we're not Japan.
That's why we suck complete ass.
You fucking imperialist scumbag.
We are not Japan. We are Freedonia. He should worry about our problems, not theirs. That's what patriotism is supposed to be.
Yeah, still think that the internet forgot what patriotism is. Again, Twitter is filled with twits.
That's my line, Scootsy. Again, I hope to reestablish this country as a Christian theocracy.
If you dare replicate the Iranian Revolution in this country, I will squash you like I unintentionally squashed the competition at the election. With intent.
I hate Iran for every reason you do, Eddie. I am not gonna fucking do the shit that they do, for it was never good in the first place. Religion can guide us to a better place if we use it properly, and it should stay entirely separate from the government in 99% of cases. We should use it as the basis for our morals, not our fucking politics.
But theocracies are literally religiously based politically. You are so fucking backwatered, I'd be surprised if you didn't ban homosexuality from your country.
I literally said earlier that I didn't mind that shit. Why the hell would I ban something I don't mind?
Did you know that Hitler was secretly gay?
I know, if you compare me to Hitler, I will literally crucify you.
Oh, so that's why you're a Christian.
I don't know where to say simile.
Sniper, I will not tolerate you calling me out. Speaking of calling out, I hope to reestablish this country as an absolute monarchy.
Oh, look, T-Monster has cloned his own character.
What the bloody hell are you talking about? That video wasn't even canon.
Oh, yeah, and Heavy becoming a gamer somehow is.
I hope to turn this country into a computer-driven secular bureaucracy. Technology is what gives us our prosperity, not fucking religion.
God damn it, no, he's copying Oibet's characters. I hope he gets fucking sued for all he is.
And T-Monster is not very rich. If anything, suing him is one of the dumber things you can do with him.
Can we stop with the fourth wall jokes? They're getting a little old.
Exactly. This world is so self-aware. Stories are not sincere anymore. We need to go back to the 90s. Speaking of going back, I helped to make this country's political system into a corporation like one. You know, run like a board of directors and maybe even stockholders.
Oh, look, another person who wants to treat people like objects. First the blue pyro, now the red Heavy.
The Blue Pyro, I don't remember that character existing.
Too far. I have gone for this one, and now I feel as stupid as the fascists running Iran. As storming Africans they do.
Exactly. Those idiots hate America for being better than themselves. That's the pettiest thing I've ever witnessed.
Exact fuckingly. If I hear one more goddamn jackoff call America a third world shithole, I will send them to Iran and tell them to tell us that we are the enemy. Indeed. America has its problems, but they don't make it the worst. Iran is at least 150 times worse in every way imaginable. Agreed, Anywho. I wish to reestablish this country as a social democracy.
But we cannot handle elections. Remember literally last week, your representative lost, dumbass.
Says the guy who won. Wait or rub it in, jackass.
Francisca Obiziana.
Chenriz Jano here.
Say, speaking of monkey business, what the hell is your ultimate goal as a leader of Freedonia?
Oh, you were going to hate me for this.
Come on, Spy. If you say Nazism, we will have no choice but to delete your stinking carcass from existence.
I am not a Nazi, thankfully. I wish to bring back that base slavery.
asking, what do you want to bring back?
That's right, you spineless worm that based slavery. The type of slavery that we had before the fucking Yanks made it race-based.
Spy. You do realize that slavery is one of the worst types of treatment ever, right? Slavery, the application of property laws to persons, particularly in relation to occupational work. That is what slavery is.
First the blue pile, then the red heavy, then the red spy. How many people do we need to treat like objects?
I don't need to treat people like objects, you inferior subhuman. Think of debt-based slavery as forced labor. Sure, it sounds inhumane, but it eradicates debt like nobody's business. Student, that shall be no more.
You do realize that forced labor is exactly what slavery is, right?
The Roman Empire did it, so why can't we?
The Roman Empire dissipated hundreds of years ago due to influences from the north, while look up to the empire that enslaved its own citizens and treated them like garbage. Just because it was huge doesn't mean it was good.
But I want to eradicate our debt as a main goal. Getting rid of it should be easy, no.
Of course not. We have tons of debt to discourage other inferior nations from annexing us and carrying our debt. Nobody wants to annex us, and we want to keep it that way.
But our national debt is literally 1.8 trillion. That is simply fucking ludicrous.
Not as ludicrous as literally enslaving our population and forcing them into labor. You fucking moron, what is wrong with you?
You think that I want us to have trillions of dollars of debt? That is simply unsustainable, and you know it.
Spy, I understand wanting to get rid of our national debt, but come on! You are literally dehumanizing people. It took us turning slavery into a race problem for us to realize the issues that were with slavery to begin with.
There is a good reason why the Civil War happened, you fucking uneducated brainlet. I hope you realize what your issues are with yourself.
I guess using our tax dollars to pay it off is a better idea. I apologize for my previous statement and rescind it immediately.
This one is forgiven.
Say, soldier, what is your main goal?
Yes, what would it be?
I hope to establish countries like North Korea and China as our enemies. I'll probably even declare war on them.
What the fuck, man? That's going to end the world.
What part of probably do you not understand?
Soldier, I don't think that'll be a good idea. North Korea is a nuclear-powered country, and we cannot reason with that jagged asshole of a nation.
Don't you mean sovereignty?
Yes, whatever, sovereign entity.
I don't give a fuck. They do not deserve to exist in the modern world. They are too evil of a country. They should be dead nations. Understandable, even though they are secular.
Let it go, my bloody bugging god, I will smart you!
Nabojensko Opitska!
Secular minchbag. Say, soldier, what is your reason for declaring those East Asian nations in particular as our enemies?
When we have a common enemy, we are united. When we have no common enemy, we will divide ourselves.
Holy fuck! That is the smartest statement I have heard this day!
Absolutely. Somebody needed to say this at some point today.
Completely based opinion, soldier.
Bonnie Win, that's the smartest statement this man has ever said.
That's exactly what I said.
Best is soul for his correct opinion. Even if our opinions are technically correct to someone, this one is awesome.
Finally, someone who understands what the fuck awesome is supposed to mean.
Exactly. World War II's message wasn't that nukes are a good option. The message was supposed to be totalitarianism fucking success.
Exactly. It's almost like some countries have just forgotten that World War even happened at all.
Indeed. Those who do not learn from their mistakes will only repeat them time and time again.
I think I understand soldiers' opinions regarding Japan and the rest of East Asia. I think I actually hate North Korea more than I did before.
Absolutely. There's a reason I live in St. Vincent now. The grenadiers are good this time of year.
I think that secularism is not a very good idea. I think I also just realized the issue with historical revisionism.
Took it on and off.
Is the debate over yet? Who won?
I think Soldier won. He said something we all agree on.
I think I am done being president. Let Soldier win, please.
Or don't, I don't care.
I think we should have something to say before we announce to the public that we found our new leader.
Wait, I have one quick suggestion. Medic, what do you want? Are you able to make pedophilia an executable crime? Isn't it already? No, it for some reason isn't. And I don't get it. It ruins people. It ruins relationships. It ruins families. I know this. Because it ruined my sister. You have a sister? Of course I have a sister. Her name is Susanna. She was my closest accomplice. She was more than just a sibling. She was a good friend. She was my beacon of hope.
But then, one day, a strange man came up to her and took her away. I didn't see her for 3 days. When she came back, she wasn't the same. She wasn't happy, she wasn't gleeful, not anymore. Anyways, she was a sad husk that felt emotionally stunned. She was never the same. I was so empty afterwards. She got emptied, so I got emptied. We didn't talk so much afterwards. I took up politics to end stuff like that happening. That's the most emotion I've ever heard from you. Good God, I'm crying.
You're crying!
Is that a problem?
No, it isn't. I'm sorry for everything.
Medic, I am so sorry for your loss. You know what? It reminds me of my wife.
You have a wife?
Well, I did anyway. She was the sweetest buttermuffin I have ever had. She passed in the Gulf War when we were on vacation. I miss seeing her every day. Barbara, where have you been? 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 Barbara, where have you been?
I already know what to say about this.
15 minutes later.
Citizens of the nation of Fredonia.
Sovereignty.
Fine, whatever. Citizens of the sovereign entity of Fredonia. The Prime Minister has been henceforth decided, as a result of the fiasco of the previous election. And no, SpongeBob is not the winner. Nor is Evio that damn traitor Pollen but 1700.
God fucking damn it.
I hated being president anyway. Nobody liked me.
I should have never gotten into politics.
The new president shall be, soldier.
Greetings, fellow Freedonians.
Who the fuck else would it be?
Good for him. I hope he brings my sister
I
back.
hope he brings my parents back.
Same as you, Scout. Let's go back to the house together. I'm pretty sure we can enjoy this. Everybody shut the fuck up! I have an important announcement to make. We are declaring war on Eritrea.
Fucking what?
Exactly. We can't declare war on China or North Korea, but we can at least declare war on a totalitarian country that won't end the goddamn world if we do that. Troopers, Air Force commanders, Navy SEALs, whatever other parts of the military we have, get your asses in order. We're going to Africa.
I had no idea that was what he was going to do.
Hey, at least nuclear war isn't a possibility anymore.
You see the small thing on the floor?
No, why should I care?
Because it's shaped like a mogus.
Dios mío! Estoy en un gran dolor, la supremia polo que y testificado.
69 for 20.